125 million people continue to be exposed to asbestos in the workplace.
So there's a big cost to humans using asbestos in dollars and lives.
Research that goes into these decisions has to be directed by independent, unconflicted scientists.
It's not something that just affects workers, it affects everyone.
Saving one life is great, but saving many more is what I hope to accomplish.
Making a profit off of people's pain and lives is wrong.
We can't quit, not as long as there are hundreds of thousands of people still to be diagnosed.
Ban the asbestos once and for all.
I want to warmly welcome you to our 15th anniversary awards dinner. No one in this room ever wants an award for what they do. I want you to underline that. Everyone does the work here because it's the right thing to do. So, yes. So some of you might wonder, how did a tiny little home office nonprofit with interns actually get to Washington, D.C. and to do a 15th anniversary conference? It hasn't been easy, but if you look around, you're going to see exactly how we got here, because of you. We have a really interesting program tonight. We don't do dress rehearsals. There could be screw-ups. It could be wonky. It'll be us. I think you guys know that by now. But before we get started, with all sincerity, I want you to think about where we were 15 years ago. Without a political finger pointing, it was Bush. My daughter, Bush doesn't look so bad. I confess, I'm a Democrat. But I remember when Emily and Al and I came to Washington for our first conference, she was just 10. And we went through the airport as we headed home, and there was a Scream t-shirt. And it was like, 4 more years. And Emily says, I think I want to buy that. And I thought, oh gosh, this is kind of political. But as we've grown up and we've grown out, we have been able to expand and really scale our work. So if you look at your program, which is also home done, you're going to see inside there's a bucket of about 5 awards. We've allocated the Tribute of Unity Award to every previous honoree that ADAO has ever honored. We thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to look back before we look forward. So knowing that, there is a treat for you, and many of you will see yourselves and your friends. We're going to begin with a 15th, and I promise you it's just a few minutes, a 15th anniversary retrospective. On your way out, you're going to be able to grab a 15th anniversary report if you like. You're going to see some of our accomplishments, some of our stories, and most importantly, know a little bit more about us and how we work. So I'd like to thank Sue Ann and her team. It hasn't been easy with all the videos, and they've done a great job. We're going to roll, yes. We're going to roll the 15th anniversary video, and then I'd like every person who is giving one of the Tribute of Unity Awards, say for the Dr. Selikoff Award, to know that you need to look at your program, and you're going to be called up so that we can show a slide of those honorees, and you can say a few words. If the person is here, and I'm thinking, looking fast, like Christine Oliver. If Dr. Oliver here, oh yeah, swallow fast. So Dr. Oliver, when they talk about the Selikoff honorees in 2016, that was you. So pay attention, you'll get an A+. When the person that comes up and talks about our previous honorees, and it's the Dr. Selikoff Award, I hope that you, Arthur, Richard Barry, and others who received it will stand up so that we can honor you. You don't need to come to the stage, just stand where you're sitting, but watch for these awards. It should be lively and interesting. So, without further ado, you don't have to pull the spinach from your teeth. You can sit right where you are. We're going to roll the 15th anniversary video, and thank you for making our work so powerful and successful.
The people in this room at this time, to my mind, represent the most important people in the world of asbestos.
it's not about one person, it's about an organization that comes together with experts from literally across the United States and around the world. ADAO has a unique opportunity to be a leader, not only in the United States, but around the world, to help work on education and prevention.
Part of the reason why Linda and I co-founded the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization was because we saw that there was a need for a resource that was independent of influence, that was simply science and medically based facts. And the mission that we started with holds true today.
It is truly an honor and a privilege to represent the Asbestos Workers Union and speak at the 4th Annual Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization.
Let us also all agree that there is no known safe level of exposure to asbestos.
This is a group and this is a room filled with many people that I truly admire.
Since we're spending millions of dollars to tear out the asbestos in the Canadian Parliament buildings to protect you guys from breathing this stuff, don't you think we should stop shipping it to the poor countries of the world?
This organization stepped up with real life stories, and I'll never forget those meetings, sitting down with families and survivors and people who were telling me what happened. So thanks to ADAO for all they do to keep us aware of the reality of asbestos-related disease and death.
Having a support group, having friends, people going through the same thing who understand how you feel is just such a nice and comforting experience to go through, and just makes the process so much easier.
I think it's very important to bring that awareness out. And then you look at the other countries like Mexico, etc., what we learned about Canada. I mean, it's disheartening to see that even decades later, people are still not realizing the dangers with asbestos.
Asbestos is causing it. Why do we still have it? Why is it still being brought into the country? Why aren't we taking it out of schools? And this is now, this is, you know, our days, our time.
ADAO has been something that's been a really big part of my life and an important part of my life since then, because it gave me this kind of second home to come back to.
Awareness, advocacy and support are a big part of my living with this cancer.
Sometimes it takes either a profound experience or an emotional connection to facilitate that change.
The issue is near and dear to the Office of the Surgeon General. The idea that we're here to work together on making this nation better.
We're going to work the halls and we're going to work both sides of the aisle. We're going to spread the word.
My husband died from an unnecessary disease that was caused by asbestos, and I want to see asbestos gone.
We have to continue our struggle worldwide. No chance to give up.
I'm that living statistical anomaly, probably in every way possible I can think of. And so even though Lou and Mavis and I have survived on Keytruda, we know that we are the statistical outliers.
To reveal some of our personal experiences and maybe help some other people on the lessons we learned through that process.
All the patients, doctors, caregivers, lawyers, and volunteers we have met at these conferences truly give us hope as we continue to fight against this asbestos internationally.
As we proposed at NIOSH in 1976, we need to ban asbestos in this country.
Candle lighting is a very important part of what we do at ADAO as we conclude our conference.
I think it's memories that heal us. I think it's keeping those memories alive that actually continue to give us hope.
A rare thing for a grassroots organization like ADAO to not only thrive and prosper as you have, but to survive at all, frankly. So many well-meaning grassroots activist organizations collapse under their own weight after a number of years.
Convey directly my appreciation for the great work that you are doing every day to save lives here in America.
Your work to educate families and communities about how to protect themselves is invaluable. You are truly saving lives.
So that's it. In Hollywood, we call it, that's a wrap, but it's not a wrap. So I wanted to bring up two really special men and a hell of a daughter and a spokesperson, and Brent will be out soon. So with the ADAO leadership, and of course that of our board as well, we have been able to really conquer things that no other little tiny organization could. And guess what? There's more. There's a lot more. So Arthur, Richard, Emily, Jordan, it's been great being a family, and I look forward to more moments of success with you. All of you. Put your hands together. They give a lot of time.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I was sitting there enjoying my dinner, and Linda said, "You're coming up on the stage." And I turned to Emily and I said, "There's 3 women in this world that I respond to that way. That if they tell me to do something, I do it. Linda's one of them. Fernanda, who's here with us, has asked some things of me over the years, and I can never say no to her. The third one, of course, is my wife."
I won't take a lot of time because we have a lot of people, but I will say that this has been a good ride. We've had 15 good years. We started out at the National Press Club at our first meeting with about 15 or 20 people, and we've grown into a viable organization that is known worldwide, and we are making a difference. Thank you all for being here, and thank our sponsors.
So Brent didn't get the memo, but you get Brent now. We're talking about 15 years. What does it mean? What have we done? And how much we love each other.
She said it all. My name's Brent Kynock. I'm the Managing Director of the Environmental Information Association. And our association is a group of folks that are involved in the remediation of asbestos. Contractors, consultants, training providers, laboratories, equipment suppliers. And we've been involved with ADAO for probably 12 of the 15 years that this organization has been in existence. And one thing rings true with our board of directors: we need to ban asbestos. We could not be more delighted to be a partner organization with ADAO. We feel like it gives credibility to what our members do every day, trying to make the workplace safer for others. Thank you very much.